Patreon member shout out. I close my eyes. Oh God, I think I'm falling out of the sky. I close my eyes. Heaven help me when you call my name. It's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So if you had just watched my 5.5 hour live stream, probably not going to be any reason to watch this. I'm going to go over most of that. I'm going to condense that down into a video that's going to be very easy to watch. If you want to go to condensed version, if you don't want to watch that 5.5 hours, you only saw an hour of it, here's the highlights. So you can now connect your Coinbase wallet over to Uniswap.org, and you're able to buy OMI with ETH again. So you can do this on MetaMask. You can now do this with Coinbase wallet. Is this going to affect the price much? Probably not. Again, we still are in a bear market. We still are in this recession. You know, actually, there's one thing I did want to bring up going about that. It is a tweet from Jeremy Padawar, who is a guy that we all know and love. We all know him as Uncle Jeremy, saying that markets tend to overreact. Slowly goes up over years, but quickly it goes down in months. We are midway-ish through the down cycle that started around January 1st, 2022. Happened so quickly that most of us didn't even notice the 20 to 25% correction. So, you know, to summarize this today, you know, the last 5 months is just epic. It's terrific. Not in a great way. You could say it as weather, you know, it's terrific. This is something that it might go lower. You know, Walt at 8,300. The Reso, I never thought I'd see below 5K again. It's like 4,700. You know, these can all go lower, especially with the gem squeeze with Star Wars coming out. Speaking of gems, something that I have not confirmed, but this, you know, again, that email coming out saying that, you know, these people that were banned, they are not only keeping their accounts, but apparently they're keeping those gems. People have been saying, they've been funding that. It's like, oh, you know, Ecomi is going to be able to, they're going to eat those fees, which apparently they have insurance for. I haven't confirmed if they have insurance for that gem fraud that had happened. Even if insurance collects 40-50%, maybe they're on the hook for, let's say, $4 or $5 million, whatever. Okay, out of the 338 million gems that were bought, and 27, basically 207 or 209 million gems were spent in the app. And let's say 80% is not theirs. Let's say 30% goes to, you know, the Apple and Google store fees. Let's say you have between the licensor fees, let's say working capital they need to pay their people, to pay for the Viviverse. Let's say 80% goes to paying bills, and they only get to keep 20%. Okay, well, what is that? Okay, well, out of the 200 something million that went in there, you know, 10% would be 20 million. Okay, they had extra 40 million. Are they paying themselves? Sure. I'm positive that even if they had to eat the whole 8 million gems, they decide to go and say, okay, yeah, we could pay that. If they needed to eat those fees. Now, that being said, we do have a tweet from Reese. I'm sorry, it was not from Reese, it was from the Ecomi account. He's Ecomi Reese, and there's Ecomi. It's very confusing. Anyway, so the Todd Father points out, and he posts that turbulent market conditions really shake out the weak teams and projects, which they do. They shake out paper hands as well. Money flows to what goes great. And although we're going through a rough patch, I still have 100% conviction in the Ecomi and Veve official team. And it's not a question of if things will recover, but a question of when. This makes it easier to keep stacking. Same as me, trust in the process. Like I said, I'll be buying a few million OMI over the next month also. Again, it's very possible we go to 3 zeros. Possible go to even not 3 zeros, 0.0010. Very possible we do that if Bitcoin keeps falling. Now, anyway, moving on. Ecomi had responded. We started building in a bear market and made it through with minimal funding. Things are very different this time round. We good, fam. This is where the heavy speculation comes in. This is not confirmed. This is just pure rumor, a rumor that I am starting because I think this is what it could be. I'm going to read that again. We started building in a bear market
and made it through with minimal funding. What I take from that is, yeah, they started in like 2018, which is when Bitcoin went completely down, and minimal funding. Where did they get their funding from? Other random people, whatever. So things are very different this time around. Notice that the account put round with an apostrophe. Okay. So that could just be, let's say Reese is in charge of this account. It's like, oh yeah, things are very different this time around. Not pronouncing the A's in that. 100% okay. Or this is Ecomi's way of saying things are very different this time round, as in round of funding. The team loves to tease, whether it's David Yu, Dan, Alex with his spicy peppers, or whoever's in charge of this account. I have hypothesized before that Ecomi could go and raise billions of dollars if they wanted to. Vanity Fair markets them as a multi-billion-dollar company. So do I. So does Akil Patterson. I think am I SpongeBob talking Patrick with bubbles? Anyone with eyes can see that. Anyone with eyes can see that goes through. Again, we don't have, their profit and loss. We don't have the balance sheet. We don't have every single line item, although we have most of them. This is something where every single company wants to be partnered with them. And what do you have? Okay, they could raise money whenever they want. They were talking about funding first time around in bear market. I think this time, with potentially their next round of funding, they could go and raise $1 billion if they wanted to. They can go and, even if they didn't want, if they raised $500 million, which is, I think currently is almost as much as the entire OMI market cap, but they could, because they have billions on their balance sheet just from the reserve wallet. But if they were able to do that, do you know how? I mean, they're hiring devs, they're hiring a social media manager. A lot of the social media has been falling on Reese and Alex, going on that stuff. But hiring a social media manager, 75 to 100K, non-fungible wonderful just applied with them. He's going to be coming on the podcast. Can't wait to talk to him about that. That's something that can be. They're not going to go at willy-nilly spending 100K on someone, if they were really hurting for money. And again, if they needed, even if without funding, and they had to eat that whole, 8 million gem fiasco, whatever it is, the amount of gems that were bought in those few days, or, allegedly bought, they could do that pretty easily. So I would not worry about that. Moving on. For whatever reason, people weren't happy about the 2 out of the 3 games being Epico Regal and Feesh, which I don't know why. Like Feesh, I thought we weren't going to get the OMI burn until next month. Apparently, that's happening this month. Brock McBlockchain had tweeted at me before and saying like, oh, Randy Chavez thinks I'm not going to have OMI till until next month. Why would I wait that long? As in, he's probably going to have it this month, in May 2022. Been here since May. Gotta love that non-fundable wonderful. So either way, if for whatever reason you don't like it, maybe because you don't want to take your OMI and put it on the Polygon network, to go play Epico Regal and go, play to earn, or you don't want to mint a Feesh, which you get a lot more than just the ability to play to earn. Again, you don't even have to win any of those matches for Feesh. You can go and lose all those matches with all your Feesh, and you still get those monthly and daily prize pools. It's nuts, not including the betting. Oh my God, the betting. I cannot wait for that. And there might be a minimum of like a couple dollars, per bet, but there's no maximum. Me and Pags get drunk one night, boom. We're going to go and be betting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million worth of OMI on a single match. A lot of what goes in that ecosystem gets burned. So anyway, gamification. And this is from the old white papers. This is from old back in the day when this was called Ecomi Collect. So this may or may not still be 100% what they're looking for. But again, we have a third game that's coming. So Ecomi Collect in-app gaming allows the user to interact and play with digital collectibles they own, creating a further level of engagement. A range of single and multiplayer gaming experiences can be played with Ecomi Collect using the augmented reality features. I think some of that will be coming. Ecomi Collect users can gain access to game experiences based on the collectibles they own. For example, owning a digital collectible can grant access to play AR games, which can also be played multiplayer against other Ecomi Collect users who own digital collectibles. As users play through the Ecomi game experiences, they can earn OMI tokens, experience points, master collector points, and find ranges of common to secret rare digital collectibles and virtual goods. And again, old white paper. Pair that with Alfred Arcon in 2018, again, old interview, saying we'll be partnering with Niantic. What is that? That's finding secret rare, finding stuff. Like, if you're in a place like New York, like thankfully I am, going in, I'll be finding common stuff all day long. Now, similar to Pokemon, or Pokemon Go, where you can only collect so many Pokemon. After you collect so many, you have to upgrade your bag. Maybe you have to upgrade, you get a separate bag, and you can only fit so much amount in there, and you have to upgrade. You have to pay to upgrade. And you have to pay an OMI. That's a bunch of OMI burn for storage. That is brilliant if they were to do something like that. Anyway, moving on. Here's a tweet from 2019. Or no, I'm sorry. Here's a thing from the Veve collectibles community in April of 2021, April 19th, saying, "Let the games begin, boys. Finally got into the marketplace. For those of you that do not know, we would buy store items. We'd buy a store item and cycle mints till we got a good one, and then sell it off the app and buy more gems from the store. Todd's went from being sold for $1,000 on eBay to free falling to 200 gems a piece within a week of the marketplace opening. The Facebook group Veve Collectibles didn't really exist. There was less than 10,000 users at most on the app. We've come so far. Let's not forget where we came from." Like the Gale tweeted before, "Hey, anyone remember Clockgate?" A lot of these things, again, we how quickly we forget the vicissitudes of the last year when things are good, when the app is improving, and it will continue improving. Immutable X just posted on Medium saying, "Thanks to Immutable X's global order book, Immutable X token staking calculations incorporate all trades on Immutable X, no matter which marketplace they occur on." Why is this important? This question: will trades happening in the GameStop NFT marketplace count towards Immutable X token staking calculations? They say yes. Now, will all Immutable X content be available in the GameStop marketplace? When Immutable X is first integrated, selected Immutable X collections will be curated on the marketplace so that GameStop's traditional gaming audience can have a whack at it. So yeah, this is very good. Because outside of Veve, you're going to have Veve NFTs that are, as long as the licensors give permission, be on GameStop NFT marketplace, be on Immutable X, Coinbase NFT marketplace, and OpenSea. 4 different places. Very, 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 very bullish on. Another quick update from Brock McBlockchain saying, working on OMI integration. Currently, it's still underway. Major progress. Working on the integration separately from the game to avoid any downtime. Working on database work now for processing things, as well as some security work. So again, this is coming apparently this month, and I can't wait for it. Speaking of which, here is the summary for Feesh, the play to earn mini summary. 20% of the daily rewards for all Feesh holders who play at least one match a day. 15% goes to a daily global rewards who pay for a match, non-Feesh and Feesh Collective, meaning that you don't need to have a Feesh. You can go in and pay for it. Like if you don't want to buy one and mint one, you can rent one. Now, 15% goes to a monthly event and prize pool. And there's also an observation of interaction stuff. So there's 50% burn and 50% go into these prize pools. So that's the short version of it, which again, extraordinarily bullish on. I do not have the Patrick Hughes paintings, but I should. I have told this people for years. Go back to my old Pokemon videos from a few years ago, saying that Pokemon has so much room to grow. This was like the only time when I was, and again, I was 100% correct, because when I was talking about it, I knew those are undervalued, and the old school stuff still has a long way to go. Modern, I haven't bought modern in years, because modern Pokemon cards are just printing and reprinting. They're not rare. They're not rare at all. First edition Shadowless, those are rare. Anyway, what I was saying is that people were complaining about, the prices of Pokemon cards and saying like, oh, these are unique things are art. There's whales manipulation. Like, okay, these are Pokemon cards where there's a lot of them. Take one of ones like art. I've said again for years, people pay 9 figures for art and they don't blink. Why is this important now? Patrick Hughes. We had a bunch of artists on here, DesignerCon. Some of them will blow up, some of them won't. And, you have Mac on Dag, you have Tristan Eaton, you have Luke Chu, you have a bunch of people. I think Mumbot will hopefully be partnering with us as well. But, and hopefully, I think we have a Banksy partnership as well. I can't confirm, but, we've been teased that a couple times. And why I'm so focusing on Patrick Hughes is he's like a big major artist. An Andy Warhol painting from Marilyn Monroe just sold for $195 million. Let me say that again. A piece of art that this person that just spent 9 figures on is not going to be hung up in this person's house. It's going to be put in store. Like, this person spent $195 million, almost 20% of $1 billion, and is going to put that painting in storage somewhere. Maybe even in transit, in perpetuity, so that he doesn't have to pay taxes on it, or she. And they're going to put up a fake in their house or apartment, because that's what people do. So when I say that I'm very bullish on art, and there's going to be one-of-ones, one thing, Chavez, that was a one-of-one. We don't have any one-of-ones. We don't have any one-of-ones yet. You think that we won't? They've said we're going to have one-of-ones. They might be late in some deliveries, but they always deliver. Could you imagine the OMI burn on that? And again, maybe nobody pays $195 million. Would they pay $1 million for a one-of-one? Absolutely. Would they pay $10 million for a one-of-one? Depends on who it is. A Banksy? Yeah, sure. Guaranteed. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashy. Bye-bye, Dashy. We switched hats. Everyone, please check out @HeyDaveDonna, @KingMavsForever over on Twitter. Standout Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Collection, OMI Player 1 over on the YouTube. Raythex.ETH domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, Veve Darklink, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. And then we got @WetWizard and Gary O @1234CA3, all on Tweeters. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow.